18 of the scariest holes in the world. Number 18. The sinkhole in Guatemala. In 2010, Guatemala experienced a natural disaster that caused havoc for most of Guatemala City. One Sunday, a 30-story deep sinkhole appeared in the middle of the street, even swallowing an entire 3-story building. Sinkholes are created when the water is able to penetrate the ground below streets or buildings, making the ground so saturated that it becomes unstable, often collapsing under its own weight. Number 17. A reference to Mr. Jones. Right outside Tulum, Mexico is an underwater cave system called the Temple of Doom. What seems right out of an Indiana Jones movie is actually a difficult spot to swim in. Not only is it difficult to get into, you have to jump right in. There isn't a step or a ladder. But divers say it is uncomfortable to swim in due to the mix of fresh and salt water. Divers are always advised to stay in the daylight area, the area of the cave that is still accessible to sunlight, since it is all too easy to get lost in the depths below. Number 16. The Underworld. The Mayans considered this underground waterway to be the underworld of their civilization. Due to this being their belief, dozens of prehistoric remains have been recovered from this site. The Barton Creek Cave has since been used as a tourist attraction for the Central American nation of Belize. As a tourist, you can take a guided canoe trip into the cave system, or if you are an adventurer with a little bit more daring, you can even take a swim in the cave's waters. Number 15. The Murder Hole. In Catawba, North Carolina, there is a system of caves that have a reputation for murder. Most of the town chalks it up to storytellers and folklore, but there is one lady who says differently, and she's writing a book about it. The cave system sprawls under Marion McConnell's 34-acre property. Marion McConnell is the woman who is writing a book on her experiences and the stories that surround the murder hole on her property. Number 14. The Forever Deep Abyss. The most popular adventure diving spot in the world is the Blue Hole at Lighthouse Reef in Belize. The entrance is a perfectly circular 1,000 feet in diameter and 480 feet deep. The huge sinkhole is the result of multiple collapses of a limestone cave system that was formed during the last ice age. Number 13. Berezniki. Soviet Russia houses this sinkhole dubbed the Berezniki Sinkhole. The ground started collapsing in 1986, and each year that passes sees the sinkhole grow larger and larger. Currently, it is 200 meters deep, 80 meters long, and 40 meters wide. 10% of the world's supply of potash, which is an alkaline potassium compound, comes from a mine that is being directly threatened by this ever-growing sinkhole. Number 12. Take a dip. The Devil's Cave system is made up of 3 very different cave diving experiences: the Little Devil, the Devil's Eye, and the Devil's Ear. If you're ever in Florida, make sure to stop at the Devil's Den, which is an attraction located in Ginny Springs, Florida. They offer both scuba diving and snorkeling trips, but they prohibit general swimming for the safety of their guests. They are all equipped with equipment rentals, lodging, recreation, and even a gift shop. Number 11. Jacob's Well. Jacob's Well is a spring and an underground cave in Hays County about an hour from Austin, Texas. While usually a cooling off spot for locals during the hot summer months, this cave has claimed the lives of at least 8 or 9 people, though no one can come to an agreement on the number. Divers call the dive a challenging and unforgiving environment. Most of the lives are lost because it is easy to become disoriented underwater, not knowing which way is up or down, and eventually they just run out of air. Number 10. The world's deepest cave. The record holder for the world's deepest cave is the Krubera Cave. It is so large that it hasn't ever been fully explored. A group of 9 Ukrainian cavers have reached the furthest among anyone, reaching an incredible 2,080 meters. They call it the new bottom of the world, and it will remain that way until a new group of cavers exceeds the record. Number 9. The Sacred Cenote. Nearby the Mayan tourist destination, you can find a limestone sinkhole dubbed the Well of Sacrifice. The new owner of a nearby plantation first explored the sinkhole in 1904 and was shocked by his discovery. Amongst the pieces of jewelry, pottery, and gold were the ghastly remains of over 120 adults and a multitude of children. Reports from early Spanish settlers suggest that the Mayan people pushed the victims into the hole as punishment for various crimes. Number 8. National Park. Mammoth Cave National Park is a system of caves located in Kentucky. The cave system is thought to be the longest one in the world, with over 400 miles of it already explored. The national park recently celebrated over 200 completed tours of the cave system. Some sections have even been given names that go along with each section's story. One site, called the Frozen Niagara, is known for the waterfall-like flowstone formations that line the cave's interior. Another, dubbed Gothic Avenue, is named because of all the signatures that were left by 19th century visitors. Number 7. A luminescent glow. The Waitomo glowworm cave is often a tourist destination on the North Island of New Zealand. Thousands and thousands of glowworms call this cave system their home. They hang from the top of the cave where their silk nest attaches to the high ceiling. When they need to feed, they hang a glowing silicone strand that lures and traps prey, almost as if they were fishing. The insects are drawn in by the source of light and trapped by the sticky coating. Once the meal is captured, the glowworm reels it in and begins eating it alive. Number 6. Dead Man's Hole. A local cave in Texas is the final resting place for 17 poor souls. The cave, called Dead Man's Hole, is now covered but has a plaque nearby telling the gruesome story. The plaque explains that the cave was originally discovered in 1821 and that an oak tree once grew and hung over the entrance. The remains that were found at the bottom were supposedly hung from the oak tree before being unceremoniously tossed into the hole. Number 5. A bottleneck resemblance. Known as the Cave of Swallows, this cave system nestled in Mexico has the largest cave shaft in the world. Its shape resembles a wine bottle, with the neck of the cave being 55 meters wide and expanding to 160 meters towards the bottom. The depth of the shaft is 376 meters, making it the largest in the world. Number 4. The Roman Well. The well is currently sealed with a grate, but you can still visit the courtyard it sits in. It became a story of horror in 1494 when the city acted as a stronghold against the Turkish Empire. A group of 37 tried and failed to sneak invaders into the city. As punishment, each was lowered to the bottom of the well. They were kept there to starve for some time before knives were thrown down so they could kill and eat each other. Others have also been thrown down to die at the bottom of the well, but never as many as in 1494. Number 3. The Door to Hell. What people call the Door to Hell is just a natural gas underground cavern. It collapsed and became the glowing cavern it is known as today in 1971. It spans 230 feet and was given its name due to the fact that it is forever on fire. In 1971, a team of Soviet scientists were drilling into the earth, looking for deposits of natural gases. The rig that was on their drilling platform broke and fell into the hole. Trying to contain the spread of poisonous methane gas, the team set the crater on fire, hoping that it would burn out in a few short hours. Over 40 years later, the crater is still burning strong. Number 2. A Wrong Turn. The Devil's Hole Massacre of 1763 is what mainly gives this cave its creep factor. In 1763, a group of Native American warriors chose this cave to ambush and overrun an English wagon train. Not only were the pioneers done for, but when a military force nearby heard the noise and came to the rescue, they themselves were also slaughtered. Over 80 people died at the cave. Only 2 people survived the bloodbath. Number 1. The most dangerous spot to dive. One of divers' favorite diving hotspots is the underwater cave system located in southeast Mexico, the Yucatan Cenotes. The murky depths claimed the lives of many explorers, and it is said that almost 200 people never made it back to the surface again. Some sinkholes are blocked off with "danger" and "do not enter" signs, but divers still proceed. Most explorers love the element of danger that accompanies them during each one of those dives, and they don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
For better.